Hi beautiful New Zealanders. These videos are about respecting people, and currently my strategy is to find folk who might not otherwise have their story able to be heard, take the time to look them in the eye and listen as they share from their heart about their own first-hand experiences. And in my books, I can't see how someone sharing their own experiences could be considered as misinformation. Then afterwards, of course, with the recording, my intention is to not edit it in order to say some message which is not what the speaker had in mind. And so I'll check back with the person in each case before we go live with anything I've recorded. Now, I'd like to be able to do the same thing with the people in Wellington, including the iwi. I'd like to be able to talk with people who have first-hand experienced aggression from protesters. I'd like to, again, look them in the eye, listen to their heart, and in whatever way I can, be what help I can. And I don't quite know how to go about that, and so I'm open to suggestions. I'm up in the Hibiscus Coast at the moment, maybe flying down to Wellington next weekend. We'll just see what happens. Now in this video we're going to be listening to Janet, who is one of the wonderful people looking after first aid. She's a first aid nurse at the Parliament grounds.
Okay, so mine's a little bit different to many. So I trained as a nurse and a midwife. I've worked in Papua New Guinea in the bush for a number of years on a voluntary nursing basis. And I left nursing a number of years ago when I set up a business bringing patients to New Zealand for healthcare. I'm very pro-health. And I'm also a first aid instructor, and recently where I work it's going to be mandated that I cannot work anymore because I'm not vaccinated, which is just the way it is. And I'm also a corporate trainer. So my story is I'm pro-choice, pro-freedom of speech, and pro-movement that you can move wherever you want to. That we're human beings on planet Earth and we're gifted the choice, to be here, and we should be allowed to enjoy it. And I'm also pro-life in the fact that I want to see that children survive and able to replicate, procreate and move on, yeah.
Now, Janet, can you tell me the story about what this tent does, but also how it came about?
Sure. So I brought down a whole lot of medical supplies because I know what it's like to work in emergency situations. And there was a call out that a girlfriend of mine in Auckland contacted me and said somebody's looking for a first aider outside the High Court. And I said, I'm on my way. And I took off because I've done a lot of emergency type work and couldn't find anybody. So then I went and found my first aid kit, which is quite well stocked, and decided to bring it down. And a woman called Abby saw me and she said, oh, we're looking for first aiders. Are you the first aider? And I said, I am now. And myself and Jude, who's over there, she and I set up a table outside the grounds here because people were being hurt on the front line, and we were helping them to do with sprains, tendon irritability, and lots of bruising, etc., and lots of bandaging. And then it grew. We moved in here. We had this tent donated. This tent was put up. It fell apart. And today there's been hours where men and women together have restructured it, and now it's quite solid. We've had some paramedics work with us as well, and it's just grown donations. It's unbelievable the amount of things people have donated for us. Clothing, towels, blankets, bedding, paracetamol, ibuprofen, bandages, everything that we need, and we're constantly being asked, what do you need? So it's just amazing. We've got water, we've got milk if we need it, all sorts of things. Very, very fortunate. And now we've got paramedics as well as nurses volunteering themselves.
And have you had any cases to treat?
We've had a constant group of people coming in, some with eye issues, lots of bandaging from sprains and strains, falling over, lots of bruising, cuts and a lot of blisters. We've had 2 people requiring to go to hospital by ambulance. But that's not through me, that's through with the paramedics doing their work.
And do you know, because the media was saying that the ambulance people thought there'd be quite a risk because they wouldn't be able to get access and so on, do you think it was difficult, or do you think there's cooperation with the ambulance? What can you tell me about that?
I want to say that yesterday when there was a woman taken out, and I don't know anything about her because I didn't care for her, but I was on scene observing, that the ambulance personnel were able to get in here and that we had the police also assist to take the woman out. So I want to tell you there is collaboration.